Live. Um. Oh yeah, I gotta get muted. All right, we are good. We are good. We back. We back. I gotta find an outro for this. We are absolutely back. Uh, took a long time. I feel I had to reinvent. No, I don't want to say reinvent. I just took some time away. I had to figure out what I wanted to do and how I approach it so I can get more into the exposement of doing my streaming settings and everything like that. Let's see. I got all three chats going, so yeah. Um yeah, I wanted to oh, boom. Now we're good. All right. So yeah, I wanted to do I wanted to do I needed some time away. So some time away was going to be like one of the biggest things that I was really looking forward to. Um and it was like was it higher? I think it was higher. Ooh, this don't look too good. Uh what is it? Average. What is it? Counterweight? Counterweight looks a little bit more better. It just look dark. Everything looks so fucking dark. Whatever. Um, average don't look good either. Sorry, technical difficulty. Should bugs the fuck out of me when I start using stuff. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So I just took time away. Just had to think about stuff and figure out what I wanted to do, basically. But we back. We back. And I got some stuff to talk about. I got a lot of shit to talk about. a lot of stuff to talk about. It's a lot of things that happened in the past couple of months since the last time I streamed. It's a lot of shit that's been going on. It's a lot of shit that it like the future of what streaming is going to look like in the next couple of years and what happened over the weekend. A lot of stuff. And then there's things to be excited for. So I am excited for a lot of the things that's coming out. I'm excited for the Game Awards. Sadly, I won't be streaming that because I'm not going to sit up here and stream it by myself. And, I'm not going to do all that. There's just no content in it. So I'm going to watch some other content creators and pretty much be looking at that from that point, from that moving forward. So I'm going to be looking at some content creators. Um, and I just don't see myself doing that. I don't see myself doing that. So, with that being said, moving forth of what how the stream is gonna go. I'm still gonna continue to do the Yap Hour, so I'm gonna have to find some interesting topics. My Yap Hour is gonna be consisting of mainly wrestling, gaming, and some tech. If I can find some tech news, I'll throw that in there. My main topics is gaming, wrestling, and tech. Things I'm not gonna talk about: politics. Not talking about that shit. Go to somebody else stream. Go to somebody else. Not talking about that shit. Politics is not a thing. Yeah, I know what's going on in America and it's affecting a lot of people. But god damn it, I this stream is for the people to get away from who wants to get away from all that shit. Okay, there we go. Cool. Uh, this stream is for the people who want to get away from all that, who want to just unplug, unwind, and just be like, I want to live in a moment. So mainly, we're gonna talk about things that we actually enjoy and think hypothetical. I'm not gonna talk about BS and sometimes I'll go on a rant, but I'm not gonna like go into a way where it's negative. I'm gonna give interesting perspectives and takes. I'm not finna like shit on things or anything like that. Also, moving forward, I won't be reviewing Dynamites and Collisions and Raw and SmackDowns because it's not fair to review one wrestling promotion and the things that they do good and then try to shit on the other when they don't do good. So it's a very unfair it's a very unfairness when it comes to doing that. So I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not going to review that. We will be reviewing pay per views. So I will be reviewing pay per views moving forward and going forward on while we be reviewing for the because I have ample time to get to watch both pay per views. So we will be reviewing pay per views um moving forward. So the pay per views that we'll be reviewing coming up. right now will be World's End, and then the Royal Rumble. That'll be coming up, and then AEW takes a break after World's End. AEW takes a 2 month break until Revolution, so there's not gonna be no pay per view in January and February. So for WWE after the Royal Rumble, we don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. I have no idea what they're gonna do to the Royal Rumble. But the Royal Rumble is gonna be interesting because it's in Saudi Arabia this year. So we're gonna see what that looks like. It's gonna be in Saudi this year. That's gonna be very interesting. We're gonna see that. So the only time you might get me shitting on the Royal Rumble is probably shitting on WWE is probably during their pay-per-views. Um, I'm not gonna review. I'll talk a little bit about Survivor Series and everything that led up to it, but I'm not gonna review it. I'm not gonna review Full Gear and all that stuff because it's weeks past. It's the second week of December. It's pretty much past. We're moving forward to that. Um, but we are going to be talking about today. It's a big buyout that just happened. But before I get into that, let me finish up on the things I'm not gonna talk about. Drama, I stay out of that shit. So I'm not gonna talk about none of that stuff. I might share my two takes on it, but I'm not finna talk about it. Like to be honest with you, I'm not finna talk about it. Like I'm not finna do drama. I'm not finna sit up here and like just I'm just not finna do it. It's not healthy to sit here and talk about drama because it just is intoxicating. So I'm not finna do it. So but I don't want to say it's drama. It's more of a point of faction that I'll talk about later after we get through all of the news that we do, and then we're going to be playing Battlefield 6. New update came out today, so Battlefield 6 will be getting played today because it's a new update, and then excuse me, and then tomorrow we'll be playing a new GTA update that's coming out with mansions, and we're gonna see how broke we're gonna go because I heard that the mansions is gonna be quite an expensive penny. So it's gonna be expensive. So we might go broke. My 20 mil that I saved up for in that game is about to go down to zero. And I'm gonna be like, I am broke, nigga. So we will we will see how much mansion's gonna cost in the DLC. We'll see. But all in all, to say that I will be um moving forward, we're gonna consistently do this, and I'm gonna try to make clips and upload it so I can get some more people to come to the stream, so I have some people chat. But like I said, moving forward, man, not gonna lie to you, it's the I wanna I wanna move. I wanna be able to put out content that people can like enjoy and so they don't have to do negative stuff to come into the content. Now, there goes my, you know, introduction speech or whatever. Uh Now, let's get into what has transpired in the past couple of weeks. Well, literally this past week. So, moving over to this bad boy has happened. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it has not looked insanely great. So, let's oh, let me do that, and let's do that. All right. So, in the past in the past couple of weeks, what the hell did I just get? Yeah. What the hell? Anyway, oh, mm, hold on. Let me see. Um, give me 1 second. Let me play something real quick. Uh, don't worry about that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay. What has transpired? Warner Brothers have put themselves out into a bid over the over the past couple of months. They've been wanting to sell off. So the potential bidders that were um potentially supposed to be buying was Paramount. Paramount was supposed to be the big bidder in there, and they feel kind of salty. It sounds like that Sony and Microsoft, when Microsoft bought Activision, somebody was acting like a little salty little baby. I wouldn't be surprised this takes a long delay due to Paramount might actually doing a lawsuit like Sony did. I wouldn't be surprised how that's going to happen. But still, um, Netflix is going to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. So what they're requiring is everything that is part of the Warner Brothers thing, um, DC and HBO Max and everything that's up on their HBO Max. So now there's an article stating that the Bombshell News Netflix has officially buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Um, within when Paramount intentionally made its play to buy. So Paramount is upset because they wanted to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, and Netflix came along. Now, Netflix came along offering a money, more money. So yada yada yada. Here's the thing. So um so the big worries is since because we're gonna move on from the Paramount crap. The biggest takeaways from this as far and people's worriedification, which they reinsured it later on, was um Netflix um doing theory basically putting movies in the movie theater. So like the new DC movies that comes out, will that be a part of going in the movie theater or will it be exclusively to Netflix? They kind of answer that to people, so they're gonna continue doing that. Like I got another tweet that says that they're gonna continue to do that. If that tweet is not accurate or whatever, take it for a grain of salt. But let's theorize. If they don't, um, it wouldn't make sense because then now all the money that you put into this is my theory, all the money that you put into buying Warner Brothers Discovery, and let's say the new Batman movie or Batman versus Superman movie, right? Whenever they make that, but let's say they're making a Batman movie, a new Batman Superman movie, or yeah, the new Batman Superman movie. Let's say that's that. Let's put that in theorization of the fact that if that was coming, like in the next couple of years, the Batman Superman movie, they're gonna redo that or whatever. Blase, blase. Um, the amount of money, let's say the amount of money that was spent to make that movie put together is pretty much 200 $300 million. Let's say that. That's a roughly amount. So here's the thing. You do that, you got James Gunn at the helm. He's gonna, use the Superman that was in the Superman movie that they have. Use Batman, either recast him or use um Paxton, I think that's his name is. I don't know the guy that plays in the revamp Batman movie. So use those two guys in the Batman in that Batman versus Superman movie that you know theoretically was working on, just hypothetically. So you use that, and then in that sense of it's going to cost $300 million. So in that sense, if they decided to just say no, we're not going to put it in movie theaters. Oh, we're not going to put it in movie theaters. We're just going to put it on Netflix. What it will do, as far as As far as not putting it on Netflix, like just putting it on Netflix, what it will do is it will put it into the perspective of you're gonna raise prices for your Netflix customers. That's a given. Literally, now the reality of that, that's a real given. People are just waiting for that price hike to happen. Netflix said they're not gonna raise the prices. That's a lie. When this thing finalized and comes through and it goes through, the which it'll take by the end of the year. So the reality of the situation. Now we're speaking in reality, not theoretically, whatever how I pronounce it. We're not speaking in theories or hypothetically. We're not doing none of that right now. We're speaking in reality. Reality, this buyout has happened. This is happening. The reality of the situation is it's going to take up until the end of next year, which is 2026, to be finalized. And then probably going into 2027. Once all of that comes through, it'll probably take another year for to move everything over, which will be the end of 2027 going into 2028. So be on a lookout for a price hike between 2028 and 2029 from Netflix. It's going to happen. They're going to raise that price. Right now, whatever price that you're paying for right now, just expect it to last for a couple more years. So if you're still paying for Netflix right now, understand they will raise that price. Do not listen to the word of they saying of they're not going to. They have to reinsure you that they're not going to raise their prices for 10 years. I don't see that happening. They're going to raise them prices. If they don't raise the prices, that means the movies that they're making and then they're putting in the movie theater, they're going to recuperate from the movie theater sales. But now we're going to go back to hypothetical. Let's just say if they didn't put movies in the theater. So here's the thing that we're going to say this. If they didn't put the movies in the theater, and let's say, for example, the Batman and Superman movie, which is going to cost $300 million as an example, um, let's say that doesn't go to the movie theaters. That's exclusively going to be on Netflix. The price hike will go up, and it's gonna be crazy. But they won't recuperate. They're not gonna recoup their money as they would do putting a movie like that in the movie theaters, because the cost, you spent so much money on the cost of it, and then customers are upset because you price hike their shit, and now people are unsubscribing and you lose customers, and people are not trying to watch a Batman Superman movie that's exclusively on Netflix where it could be on that can be in the theaters. So what is going to initially happen, this is the reality. Now we're going back to reality. What is going to initially happen from what sources say, I don't know, I'm not going to believe it, but we're going to, there's a tweet that I saw that's saying that Netflix will be honoring the theater movies, going to be DC movies going to be releasing the movie theater and stuff like that. Let's just say, if the movie, let's just say, like in reality situation, it would be more beneficial for them to recuperate the money on whatever movie that DC is using or working on, or whatever, how much the cost to get the cost out. What they're going to do is probably going to release it in the theater, and then a couple of months it'll be on Netflix, like how Disney releases their movies in the theater, like let's say like the Deadpool, the Fantastic Four, all of those Avengers, all those movies moving forward, all of those, as you can see, if you're a Marvel person, all of those stuff goes into the theater, and like 3 to 4 months they get put on the streaming service. So if you are a person that's like, okay, well, I'll wait on the streaming service, cool. But most people are not that. They're gonna go to the movie theaters and watch it in the movie theaters. Here's my personal issue. I'm over the movie theaters. Movie theaters need a drastic change from just going in there, sitting, and all that. I mean, yes, there are movie theaters that comfort and all that other stuff. That's cool, but I can get that same comfort that same relaxation, that same, all of that at home. And I can wait 6 months for a movie to come out because these things are coming. Anything that comes out, they're coming to streaming services. They're not going to stay in the theaters for forever. Like the Superman movie. The Superman movie that came out over the summer this year, that was on HBO Max like in like 3 to 4 months, and I watched it, and I didn't have to go to watch that shit in the movie theaters. I think the only thing is people kept talking about it, and I can just avoid social media like that, so it doesn't pretty much put me in a perspective of me wanting to look at that shit. I don't need to look at that, and that's the thing. I don't need to look at it. Like I can wait because I know eventually it'll come on streaming services. Now, when it comes to movies, like if they ever decided to not put movies on streaming services, which will, for God, likely won't happen, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll go out. But the process of, in the reality of the situation, Netflix will put their Warner Brothers movies in movie theaters, and then um they will take it out of they will put it on their streaming services months later, which is not really gonna harm nothing. So it's whatever. All right, back to the fold. So now, and that's what people were worried about. It was killing the movie theater thing in the window. It was like if you were worried about that, then you should have, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people were complaining about that, and I was like, if you're worried about movies not being in the theaters, I was like, if you're gonna worry about that, then I'm like, bro, you might as well put it into this perspective now in the situation where, hey, um, you should stop Disney for doing the shit that they're doing. But it is what it is. Um, a vault of class putting in risk. When Netflix is holding such a grip on the Warner Brothers theory. So they worried about a theatrical release and whatnot. So, um, cable networks. Hmm. So we're reading and transpiring. So, Um, now what does it say? So it says four cable. It says cable networks are public enemy number one, and hearsay. So I gotta find that. Let me find that. Let me find that thing. Let's look this up. Let me go back. Discovery announced a pulse. All right, now I found the article. Now we can go back to this. Anyway, all right. So yeah, uh, that's what we can do. Oh, hold on. My bad, my bad. Let me put this here. Put that right there. There we go. Now we can do that. All right. So now, since we got this going, um, yeah. So that's the thing. So the Netflix deal that is happening is that's what it is. The Netflix deal is happening. So this is happening. The Netflix deal is happening right now. So we're gonna close that, and it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take up to a year. I just close what I want. It's gonna take up to a year and some change, right? It's gonna take up to a year and a half for it to be finalized. So by the end of 2026, going into 2027, that's when the deal is going to be finalized. Now, while that's going to be finalized, Warner Brothers Discovery is splitting into a company called Discovery Global. So Discovery Global is going to contain the CNN, the TNT sports deals, um, and and TBS and all the television stuff that they're doing. Netflix is taking the Cartoon Network, the Adult Swim, the HBO Max content, and they're taking all of that and they're putting that on. They're gonna put that on their platform when that starts. Now, this the deal for this Discovery Global is gonna keep the CNN, the TBS, and the TNT, and all the sports contracts like AEW, MLB, all the other contracts that are up under. They're gonna keep that up under the They're gonna keep that up under the umbrella of that Discovery Warner. Now, the thing about this is the reason why we're talking about this is um we'll get into that in a minute. The thing about that article is what we're showcasing, right? The thing about that article that we're getting into um is AEW. And this is the whole reason why we're talking about this Netflix and Warner Brothers deal. It's not for anything because we're gonna split it into this in two different demographics. As far as we're gonna start with the wrestling and then we're gonna get into the gaming portion of it. So the splinter head of that is since they're going into Discovery Global, the TNT and TBS and all the other stuff is going, and the sports stuff and CNN and all that, that's going to be under that. Here's the thing: Warner Brothers Discovery financially has not been in the great graces. They're not been good. This is why this buyout is happening, because financially they're not in a good space financially. So splitting their demographic, splitting the company to a subdivision company to hold the cable networks and the cable deals that they have, that's not going to last either. So now we get into AEW because I don't care about all the other sports. We get into AEW. AEW has a 3-year contract um with a 1-year option. Their 3-year contract ends in 2027. Their 1-year option, they can opt in for 2028. As far as the HBO Max and AEW being on HBO Max and how that works, I don't know how that's going to work. Netflix said they're going to keep the HBO Max for a little while before they start integrating and putting all the stuff together. Like I had said before, I'm gonna mention it now. Um, Disney at the start, probably in the earlier half of 2026, um, Disney and Hulu is gonna go all up under in one brother. So the Hulu app is gonna be gone, and Disney is gonna rechange their app. you're gonna have everything up under the Disney app. So that's what's gonna happen in early 2026. They're getting rid of it. They're gonna shut down the Hulu app. And they're gonna integrate it all up under the Disney app. If you're on Disney right now and you look at that Disney app and you see how it looks, it's starting to look like Hulu. So it's going to change into the Hulu, and it's gonna be pretty much like Hulu, which I gotta teach my fucking mom about that. Anyway, that's neither hearsay. That's just what I'm saying. Like that's the example of what Netflix and Warner Brothers HBO Max is gonna look like. They're just probably they're gonna revamp their menu in Netflix, and then they're just gonna integrate everything up to HBO Max. Like literally, when you look at Netflix right now, it and HBO Max, they're pretty much similar. So all they're gonna do is just integrate everything up under the up under the HBO Max, up under the Netflix umbrella, and it's gonna look just like what you see on Netflix. It's like you're not gonna even notice the difference. You're just not gonna be able to access HBO Max no more. So now going back to what I was saying when it comes to the AEW situation, once the deal is finalized by the end of the year going into 2027, AEW programming on either HBO Max or Netflix, I don't know if that's going to exist, but we're going to speculate. AEW has an option if they're going to leave to it. I feel like I don't know, I'm theorizing. I think they could opt in there last year to see how it goes, or they're gonna so they can shop around, and we'll see how that goes. And because right now Netflix got to deal with WWE, and they got WWE content on there, so they're not gonna really use another wrestling promotion when they already got another wrestling promotion on there, so they're not gonna use that. So I feel like what I can see in the future is if AEW does leave, where would they? If AEW leaves the Warner Brothers thing, where would they go? Here's my thing, and here's my theory on that. I feel like AEW should go to Prime, because right now with Prime, with the NBA on there and the NFL on there, and they both do numbers. They pull in numbers. Going to Prime Video will give them more flexibility to do things that they want to do. It gives them more time. They don't have to worry about going over, and it gives people more options to do it, and it gives more outlook on everything. The bad part is they don't have a cable deal, a cable network deal. So it's going to be hard to push television. But what we've been hearing about these new rating systems and how we rate television now, it's kind of awkwardly weird how to rate television in this day and age for ratings. So it's like but I'm opposed to it going to Amazon Prime. Like if they can go to Prime, that would help them tremendously, because they pay-per-views is already on Prime. You can you can do you can get a deal. I can get the discount there, and you can you can get better, I don't want to say production, but you can get like the live television stuff, and it's the same stuff that you get. You can air it on there. You can do collision, and then, like literally what I say is Prime Video can start getting into that live space of live television, or actually live stuff. And you get ads, so that they put ads in there. They do it for the NBA and stuff like that. In the NFL. The NFL has been going very strong for Thursday night football. The NBA is going strong for like some of the games that they've been putting on there. So it's like in the near future, in the next like probably going into 2027, going into 2028, putting AEW with Prime would be a great option for AEW, because that would be a great option because it gets more exposure. And Prime is pretty much just like Netflix. It's international. So you get fans everywhere. So people will be able to get it through that. Um the thing that I need AEW to get rid of is those fucking titles. The TNT title and the TBS title. Them things gotta go. I said it. I've been saying that for like years since I've been watching AEW. Bad idea. putting TNT and TBS championships together for a company that you know that's not going to last, and you know that has been a revolving, rotating, fucking buying out fucking company since the inception of Ted Turner when he started in back in WCW 20 years ago. So literally, yes, if you watch the whole debacle of how WCW fall, you can understand where this is going now. I would say I would say there's a good documentary. It's like a 6 part, 4 to 5 part documentary on who killed WCW. Don't worry about who killed WCW. Pay attention to the merger buyouts because it was 3 merger buyouts during WCW's inception before it failed. Okay? So it was 3 merger buyouts. 3 merger buyouts. The Warner Brothers Discovery is a 4th merger buyout right now. The Netflix is the 5th. So it was 3 mergers. If you pay attention to that company, you would see how much of that shit has been just literally going and it's been burnt. Ted Turner at this point don't even own nothing at this point. He just sits in the corner and collect a good 20%, if not 10%, if not a 5% of what he gets. He don't even run the company anymore. He wasn't even present during the damn documentary. I think his nephew was present for that shit. It's crazy. Anyway, moving on. Remember when I said Netflix had a option to where they were gonna remember when I said Netflix had they said they were gonna honor the theater thing. So this is the tweet I was saying. So it says Netflix co-CEO Ted whatever his name is, Ted now says that they will keep Warner Brothers theatrical model largely the same once they buy the studio. So basically, when the deal goes through, movies will still go into the theaters, and then it will eventually show up on Netflix, which makes sense because they'll make more money with that, and they get the subscription. So they'll make money in the theater off the movies that they spent because these movies are getting like pretty much expensive. Literally, I what I'm trying like what was the budget for that? What was the budget for that Superman movie? Let's look it up. Budget for what was it? 2025? Yeah, 225 million dollars. Yeah, yeah. That's the reported budget. It could be more than that. It could be less than that. But it's literally in that vein. 200 fucking mil for that movie. 200 fucking mil, dude. 200 mil. So it's like they can make their money back by putting it in the theater and then making their money back by putting it on Netflix, like how they were doing. So they can make it in dose. You know what I'm saying? So the people like me, I won't be going to the movie theaters to watch the next big DC movie. um I'll just be watching it when it comes out. But here's what my excitement is for this. I know people are hating on it. I know people saying this is bad. I know this is thing, and we're gonna get into the gaming aspect of it in a minute. I know people are upset and it's bad because of the gaming studios, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of excitement for what I am going forth to. Um, I'm excited because we get the animations back. I haven't seen an animation movie for DC since I think the Infinite Crisis that they created, and on that one, the Crisis event that they did just like a couple of like a year or two ago. I haven't seen one that was like a 3 part movie. I haven't seen an animation for that since. And DC got so many. So right now they are on the Absolute Universe in the DC KO event, which everybody's been saying, "Oh, I want that animated. I need the absolute Batman animated." I'm like, man, no, I don't need none of that animated yet. I need that dark. I need that death metal fucking shit animated, because that death metal event was crazy. You thought this absolute shit was crazy? Man, y'all niggas didn't read when you had like 7 different versions of Batman and the Batman Who Laughs came around and he was just crazy, diabolical. He was insane. The shit that he did to a lot of those DC heroes was woo. It was worse than Darkseid. That shit was crazy. Cause it's like you have the mind of Batman with the crazy mentality of Joker put together, and Batman is very unhinged. Now, Batman has contingency plans for every fucking hero in the DC universe because he doesn't trust half of them. He's friends, but he uses this. The contingency plan is if they ever fall to evil, he has to be the one to stop him. That contingency plan was crazy because he put it in full effect, and like there were like comics, there were like one story notes for each Batman villain and how their world was dying, and each Batman were trying to save the world. So you had the Red Death, the Merciless, the Doomsday, the Aquawoman Batman. You got the cyber, the murder, the murder Batman. You got the other Batman with the guns, and then you got the Batman Who laughs. Like all of that was crazy, and then that whole event just went into some crazy other world shit. And then you got Batman with the Batman Who Laughs that took the powers of Doctor Manhattan, so they got that in there. Like, bro, we got to get that animated first. I want that animated first. Like that whole story arc, I need that animated first before we get to this absolute all that, because that's still ongoing right now. The story arc ain't done yet because they haven't really compiled that absolute universe and the they haven't compiled the absolute universe and the what's the name. That story arc is still going. But nigga, I need that. I need that other shit before y'all talking about. Oh, we need the Batman before I get the Batman. I was like, nah, I don't need that. I need that Batman. I need that death metal. I need those evil Batman spin-offs. Just I need those first. So I'm excited for the animation. Plus, I want another Young Justice season. The live action stuff might actually be good too. But I'm more excited for the anime because like looking at the animations for like the Tomb Raider series is actually pretty good. I actually liked it. The Devil May Cry joint is actually pretty good. There's certain mixtures about fans who don't like it, but I enjoyed it. Um, I haven't look at that Splinter Cell series, and then the new Tomb Raider season 2 of that series is coming to a fold. So I want to watch that. Plus, there's some other things I want to watch on Netflix, like the Diddy doc. Everybody's been talking about that. I got to sit down and watch that and share my opinions on that when we get there. Right now, I got to find a time when I'm going to get a chance to sit down and watch a 4 point docu series. I want to do it like in a week where I can just get everything out of the way. So, right now, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to do that Trump inflation crisis. I don't want to see what that going on. Yes, told you we ain't talking about politics, but yeah, so they're gonna keep that. And then now let's get into the gaming. Well, I got one more piece. I got one more piece of this, and then we're gonna get into the gaming portion of that. So yeah, Paramount is basically so this is what Paramount is finna do. They're finna do what was it? What they're finna do? They're gonna do like what Sony did remember when Microsoft was buying Activision and it took forever for that deal to get finalized. Took forever. This is what led into the price hike right now for Game Pass. Why everybody shitting on fucking wasn't it? But y'all knew it was coming when that finalization was gonna happen. So this is what I say. When the Netflix deal is up and they finalize that deal and everything is done and they don't have nobody to worry about, at the end of the day, that price hike will happen. Right now, the highest tier for a single version of Netflix is like $25 a month if you want the 4K version and all that other shit, right? If you want to do the HD or whatever, all that's going to go to fuck up in 3 years time. 2027, 2028. It's going to fuck up. Do not believe Netflix when they say they're not going to raise prices. They are going to raise prices. Please keep an eye on that and keep in mind. And understandably, Netflix is going to lose customers when them prices get up. But what they're going to do is they're going to roll out that fucking trailer of all goodness and goodies, and they're going to be like, oh, and you can be like, fuck you, I don't want to fucking cancel, but damn it, I need to cancel because you motherfuckers, So they going to trust me. They're going to entice you and give you a nice little, shit cake. It's gonna look nice and pretty. It's gonna smell great, but then the layer is gonna be bullshit. Right in that layer is gonna be some motherfucking bullshit. You gonna be like, ugh. You gonna be mad because at the end of the day, is they're going to raise the prices due to the fact that they're gonna be merging with DC. But let's have a disgruntled baby, which is Paramount, which is going to be basically trying to, let's just say, trying to do exactly like I said. We were gonna go back to the Microsoft and Sony. This is what I believe when it came to that stallment of Activision getting full in. I believe Sony was like, "Fuck out of here." We want to know when we're gonna get what we're gonna get. So in this event, Paramount is pretty much going to do the same. So they're going to the shareholders directly and trying to bid to the shareholders. They're going to try to bid more money, which is shit that they don't got, but they're trying to because they're upset that they got bamboozled and they're getting, basically I feel like what it said, I feel like, Paramount and Warner Brothers CEO was like, "Yo, so you're going to sell the company to me, right? Right? Yeah. We got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We got you. You're number one. All right. Then come around. Here comes Netflix. Hey, we on? Ready? Gonna finalize the deal, right? Yeah, fuck it. Finalize the deal, sign it. Then they get another phone call from Paramount. Paramount's like, motherfucker, what? You told me that I had this deal locked in. How the fuck Netflix in here? They offer me more money. Bro, you told me I had a lock in for this. So that's the reason why Paramount's upset. Whatever the conversation of Warner Brothers was like, I don't really care who takes this motherfucking loans, they take it off my hands. And I feel like that's what it was. And 9 times out of 10, I think that's what it was. It's like this conversations was getting mixed. It was getting mixed signals. So I think that's what it is. I think whoever was orchestrating this deal between Paramount and Warner Brothers, and then Netflix just came along and just said, "Voila!" And Warner Brothers was like, "Shit, we'll take it," and then that's what ended up happening. Um, but I feel like what they're gonna end up doing, and then I feel like what they're gonna end up doing is Paramount might actually sit up here and actually go forth and might stall this thing. So like I said, the deal takes up to a year. So it's going around this time next year, this deal might be closed, or it might be closed and finalized by right around this year, but around this time this year or going into next year. This might take a little while this deal is finalizing. You're going to hear more of this Paramount and Netflix button head shit going into next year of all over 2026. You're going to hear that shit. It's going to be all over in 2026. Trust me. These motherfuckers, they not laying down. So we will see what's going to happen. Um, Now before I move on to the, I think what is this? Oh yeah, we can do that. We can talk about the gaming division. Now, before Netflix had a hand in buying Warner Brothers, Netflix had an option to buy EA because of their gaming division. Um, EA now got bought out by a Saudi Arabian firm company, so that was off the table. So now this thing coming in with Netflix buying Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers had a gaming division, which is the Warner Brothers gaming division that they got, which has DC games. They got the studios that's up under those are Rocksteady, uh, the studio that does Harry Potter and NetherRealm, which does the Mortal Kombat series. So those studios are up under that gaming division. Netflix has been trying to get into gaming because they want to get into gaming. Now they have a studio to do that, and they have games. And this might open up more fluctuating jobs for the Netflix, and they're probably just going to umbrella it in the next couple of years into the Netflix gaming division. So we might get a revitalization of fran- franchisable games, probably without hopefully without microtransactions in it and all that stuff. I don't know. But from what I'm from the utter ruckus of people of what they're saying is from certain people, um, they have their concerns and they feel like they won't honor that. They're gonna be chasing the dollar and making more money and all this other extra shit and not putting out good quality content in the gaming division. We don't know what's that gonna we do not know what that is going to look like in the future. We do not know what that's gonna look like in the future. My hopes is they're gonna revitalize the new franchises. They're gonna make Mortal Kombat better. They're gonna make um DC games better because reportedly what cost DC a lot of money was the Suicide Squad as a failure, rushing Mortal Kombat out. That became a mid success. It became mid, and then rushing out a DLC later on, and that's what shortened up Mortal Kombat when Mortal Kombat was supposed to get the support development for a very long time. You can see, like, dude, when I tell you the Mortal Kombat things, the combat cast and all that shit just didn't feel like what it was when Mortal Kombat 10 and 11 came around. That shit just felt it just felt like it felt drained. Like it didn't feel like the love was there. And then when I played Mortal Kombat 1, the love wasn't fucking there. That's what really killed it for me, and that's why I stopped playing that game. It just the love wasn't there. It just didn't feel like anything. So, and they try to salvage it and resave it with all of that stuff, but it was too late. I was like, you should have had that day one. Harry Potter was good, but Harry Potter had some issues. When I played it, it had frame rate issues, but the game was good. But frame rate issues got to be going. And then that fucking Suicide Squad by Rocksteady. And here's the funny part: Gotham Knights was supposed to be their fucking live service game. So if you ever play Gotham Knights and you wonder why they have like upgraded pieces and this, that, and the third, it's because of the fact that that game was supposed to be live service and they kind of the aspirations of the fans didn't want live service and then they went back on it and they changed it and it looks what it looks like now. It feels like a live service game, but it's like offline. That's basically what Gotham Knights is. And then when you play Suicide Squad, which that had better graphic. Well, I don't want to say better graphic. I don't want to say that, but it had a it just looked better. And then to for it to just have not a good story and replayable missions, like the mission structure was just ass, and that game was just terrible. For it that game cost them a lot of money for it to be a failure, and it was a failure. That game cost them a lot of money for it to be a failure, like 200 something $1 million, and that shit cost them, and it was a failure. It was a fucking flop. A lot of people shit on it, It failed, and then the story ending. Like people rolled that fucking game into the ground. I would say that game was ass. It was ass, and it's live service. It's ass. Like they weren't. They knew that once that happened, they couldn't really fix it. So there's nothing really salvaging that whole game. So they're like, and eventually, I think by the end of next year, this the what's the name is gonna get shut down. So like I said, hopefully the Netflix is going to, revitalize those franchise, make those games better. We don't know. But I do hear the concerns of the people of this whole situation. And I do hear the fact that you know, Netflix could just not care and just go for the live microtransaction stuff and just fuck up all the games that are coming in. We don't know. We don't know. But I'm trying to give y'all guys the upside of it. I'm excited for some of the things that could happen in Netflix, like we get an animated series. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, when James Gunn said he wanted everything connected, I was like, I was not with that shit. I was like, I don't want the anime universe, the gaming universe, and the movies all can. I don't want that. I want the movies to be separate with their own story arc. I want the anime joints to pick up from the comics because the comics are doing very well. I want the comic animations to do that, and then I want the games to be different. So I wanted it separate because it helps creativity to create better stuff. When everything is interconnecting, it doesn't help, doesn't do anything. It does not help the situation because then that's like, oh, I mean, his vision was great, and his vision might have been great or whatever, but I don't know because after this deal, I don't even know if he's gonna be there that long. He might actually quit and then find somebody else who's gonna have to find to do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Um, this just happened, and then this is just gonna like really, really do all of this. So we shall see. The finalization of this deal can and will happen later on down the road, going into next year, if Paramount don't step in and stop it. So that could happen. Moving on. Wrestling news. Let's talk about wrestling. So the Continental Classic has been going on for the past couple of weeks. And right now in the Gold League, at the top of the top is Kyle Fletcher with 6 points. For those who don't watch AEW, the Continental Classic is um, a tournament style that goes on at the end of the year, going towards the going going towards what's the name? Going towards the end of the year. And the winner of it becomes the Continental Crown champion. What I'm hoping from this is they pay this off to get me to see Okada and Takeshita in the finals and we get a match. So, right now, I don't know the storyline. The storyline is looking very interesting. So right now, the contestants for the Gold League is Okada, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kyle Fletcher, Kevin Knight, Pac, and was at one point was Darby Allin, but they said got he was hospitalized and he wasn't medically cleared to wrestle, and the tournament is very in like weekly. It's like every week, so he wasn't medically cleared, and I guess he needs some time away. He cut a promo, stating how he was frustrated and all that stuff. So they replaced him with Jack Perry. Um, so they replaced with Jack Perry. I don't know what's going on with Jack Perry. When they paired up the Jurassic Express, I don't know what they're doing with this because I felt like when his character came back to AEW, I felt like the heel character of him was like it was an interesting explore, and then pairing it up with the with Luchasaurus with his heel turn and his monstrous look and him being a monster character, I feel like that dynamic, like when they were doing their heel runs and stuff, I feel like those dynamics would have been greatly graduated. Also, the big missed opportunity in that situation is them coming together under the united ship of against um Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian, and coming in for Christian, that shit. So I feel like that thing could have been the thing for that, but Christian and Adam Copeland, Adam Copeland wanted to tag with Christian, so they kind of botched their whole Christian heel run. So I feel like they could have did a better face turn for Christian. Anyway, in the Blue League, we got John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Takeshita, Roderick Strong, Mascara, Dorada, and Orange Cassidy. And at the top, neck and neck right now is Claudio Castagnoli and Takeshita with 6 points right now. They're tied. So I can see, so from what I'm looking at this particular point, because there's always a loser in this whole situation. Um I just want to see Takeshita and Okada in the finals. So I'm hoping that would be the thing. We are getting some matches later on down the road. Oh yeah, that match between Takeshita and I think didn't that happen? Either Claudio Castagnoli and Takeshita. I know that the Takeshita and John Moxley match was fire. The Claudio and John Moxley match was fire. And then Mascot Dorada and Claudio was fire. Orange Cassidy or Roger Strong was good. Like these tournaments produce literally great fucking matches. Kyle Fletcher and Okada, amazing. Kevin Knight, man. So it's like it is the probably one of the best things that I see, but I'm hoping that it leads into the Takeshita versus Okada for the finals for the Continental Crown Champion, really for all the fucking gold. For the IGW the IGWP World Heavyweight Championship, the Continental Crown Championship, the International Championship, basically the unified title. I want to see all the titles be on the line. Winner takes all. Like, cause this build has been happening so much, and it's like, oh, you gonna pay this off for me. And it's just so amazing. What we got? Uh, don't I have some that? Yeah, I don't have anything for that. So yeah, and then I feel like winter and the winter is coming. It's other stuff. Let's see. We gonna dabble in on stuff. So the winter coming card, we have the world champion Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston. It's gonna be a good match. The promo bill has been good, doing good. It's been doing good. Eddie's actually been doing real good with his promo stuff for that, so it's been really good. Samoa Joe has been doing it, so it's gonna be put good. Also, yeah, they're gonna be in Atlanta, Georgia this Wednesday, so they're gonna be here in the ATL. So it's gonna be uh static. We're going to see history with the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship between the Babes of Wrath and what's their name? I don't know. They're I forgot what they made their name. I don't know. Tony Storm and Mina Shakira. So we'll get the crown a new AEW Women's Champion. It's very hard to pick because they both look like they could carry the championship, but I feel like what's gonna carry the championship more is probably Tony Storm. I think Tony Storm being champion is really gonna really help that title. It's already been fire with the division of just having like Shafir in it and her upping it. Like, I think she needs a little sell a little bit more, but I feel like her character is more. Um, I feel like they need to put on a badass and make her a badass. I know the Megan Bain thing was supposed to be her badass moment, but it's like I think Shafir does it a little bit more better. Um, she is amazing. Harley Cameron is amazing. Like she gets over she's been getting over for the past couple years. So I feel like either one of them, whoever comes out, they both either whoever wins deserves it at this particular point. But I feel like to push that title and make it more important, it's probably gonna be it would be better to put it on Tony Storm and Mina. So um tag match. Tornado tag match with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page against Powerhouse Hobbs and Shibata. That's gonna be a good match. They're gonna be all over the fucking ring and all over the area. So that's gonna be good. I don't like his music. I miss the old music. I really don't like his music because I miss the old one because his old music is great. I don't know what they're doing with Hangman Adam Page. I don't. I think they're doing I don't know what they're gonna do. This is what I'm thinking that they're gonna end up doing. They're gonna give me a triple threat. I don't want to say at World's End, but they're gonna give me a triple threat. Either at World's End or they're gonna give it to me at another pay per view. It's gonna be Short Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, and Samoa Joe. Triple threat for the AEW World Championship. So it's gonna lead into that. And then more whatever matches is gonna be announced for winter is coming. And then let's see, they got the Collision joint that we saw. So this is what's coming to Collision. Then we get Collision on Saturday, which is going to be Swerve Strickland versus Josh Alexander. I need him. They need them to do a little bit more with him because he is great. Um, and he's been doing well. Like being under the Don Callis family, I think him being there and his getting his rubness and all that stuff should be a thing. I need a little bit more of Josh Alexander being a part of the thing. Let me see. Uh, oh, we can do that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I need Josh Alexander. I need him a little. I need a little bit more of him. TNT Championship match. This title got to go, man. This title, the name of this title got to go. They need to call it something else, but whatever. Mark Briscoe versus Daniel Garcia. It's gonna be a good match. That's gonna be a good, stiff, tough fight. It's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a real good match. Mark Briscoe is truly deserving of this title. Um, and him being on the show. I wish they brought Jay before Jay passed away because I really wanted to see those boys up on the television. They would have been a great integral part of the tag team division, but sadly Jay passed away a couple of years ago. So Mark Briscoe is on his own, and he's been doing well, and he's not been like a comedy actor or anything. He's been really doing well, and literally, if I had said this, if he had to win the WWE, he would have been a comedy act. Sorry, he'd just been like that hardcore Cactus Jack comedy. He would have been nothing more than that, and they would have never saw nothing in him. At least Tony Khan seen something in him. Not too much high, but a good enough to where he works hard in wrestling. Then we got a tag match with Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander and the Sisters of Sin, which is Julia and Sky Blue. And then this might set up with Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander. I need the Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm. I need that. I need that. That's what I really need. I need that. That's what I want really. But we'll probably get that later. And then more whatever matches is gonna be announced for the show. Uh, and that's all in all when it comes to AEW and all of that. And then there's all the stuff that they got going on. So of course they got Dynamite, and then Saturday is gonna be a Collision. They're gonna be so both of these. I think both of these are gonna be live. Then they got a Collision bash. So this is gonna be a 3 hour event. Then they got Christmas in New York City on Saturday, so it's gonna be a AEW a special. Then they got so they got another joint on Sunday. Um, then World's End, so they're gonna be out for a whole week until World's End. So they're taping all of this. So this might get taped for so this is gonna get taped for the 25th. So when is Wednesday? Thursday. So it's Christmas Eve. And then Saturday, then Thursday. Yeah. Okay. So this and this is getting taped. So this is gonna be for Wednesday. This is gonna be for Saturday. They're gonna be out for a whole week. So these two are gonna get taped, and then then they come back for World's End live, and then basically live. So that's the events for AEW that's coming up for it. So just keep in mind during Christmas when you see it, hopefully don't spoil anything, rumors and spoilers or whatever. But that's what it's gonna be like. All right. So Saturday night's main event. We got the main event. Basically going to be John Cena versus Gunther because John Cena Gunther has won that tournament that was set up. Don't know who's gonna win that match. Probably gonna be Gunther to put over John Cena, and then um, it makes sense for Gunther to win so he can lose, so he can get booed. It just makes sense. And John Cena is gonna say his farewell and gets his moment. I hope he cries because this is but I don't think he's gonna cry. I think he's really getting it. I feel like they fucked this whole year up for him too. They turned him heel and then it didn't work out, and then he went back face during SummerSlam, and then his dates just got shorter, and I was just like, man, that's crazy. He could have been on. He could have had a great run, and it's just things that I wanted to see that would have been amazingly amazing in that great run. Oh, I didn't do all that. All right, this random ass match. I don't know why this is here. I really don't know why this is here. But getting into NXT versus main roster. So yeah, Bailey versus Solo Rakua or whatever her name is. Yeah, I don't know why this is here, but it is what it is. I really don't care. Bailey, please, please, when your contract is up, don't think about resigning. Don't. But I don't know because I don't think she doesn't she doesn't really see that she can do better in another company. But I don't know. We'll see. I want her to come to AEW. She would be amazing in AEW. So amazing in AEW. She can get a whole new fitting and a whole new repackaged look. She can actually go and do heel. She can create herself into a standout because what they doing to her on WWE is just not looking good. Um, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. This match is gonna be fun. Let's just hope nobody breaks a leg out there, because AJ Styles is old and he's supposed to be retiring next year, along with Brock Lesnar retiring next year, which is fucking. This is gonna be fucked up because I feel like they're gonna fuck his retirement up for Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar is a bigger star, and I was like, that's funny. So we'll see how they do next year for his retirement and Brock Lesnar's at the same time. We'll see how they handle it. But this match looks like it's gonna be a fun match. And then I think the last match is the Cody Rhodes versus Femi. I think this is probably gonna be the opener. Femi is the current and new NXT champion because he beat Ricky Saints. I was kind of looking forward to seeing Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes and see how they can spruce it up and cut some promos, maybe like cut a promo on Friday and say something. But I'm gonna see this match is gonna be very intense and it's probably gonna showcase what he can do on the main roster because he's already a stack. Like this nigga is already amazing. Like the matches that I seen him in is phenomenal, but I just don't watch NXT most of the time. But he is going to. You know what? I'm not going to say he's going to be great on the main roster. I don't know what they're going to do with these stars on the main roster. Don't know, but we shall see how this goes. Other than that, this is the lineup for Saturday night's main event this Saturday. I'll give you my thoughts on it and the reviewment and see how it goes. I hope they don't cut his speech off like they did Goldberg's. I hope they don't do that, but I feel like they might. I don't know. We'll see. But if they do, I ain't gonna lie to you. Outrage is coming. The outrage is fucking coming. Oh, it's gonna be bad. So, um, we'll see. I have no expectations on it, but we'll see what's gonna happen. But this is the card for this Saturday's um main event. The reports are saying that maybe Donald Trump might show up, but it's indefinite that Vince McMahon's gonna show up. We just don't know how he's gonna show up. Vince McMahon will be in the building, but we don't know how he's gonna show up. We don't know if he's gonna show up and like on television or he's gonna just be in the back at the top and then or and behind the gorilla or whatever. We don't know how he's gonna show up, but he will be present at this event this Saturday. So also AEW is going to be doing their collision a little early this Saturday due to the fact of this. So AEW is going to be starting at 4:30 on the East Coast because this is where I stay at. So on the East in the US, it'll be starting at 4:30. On the West, I think it said either the East. I don't know what time they start. I know it's gonna start early, so I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on the start time, but it's gonna be earlier to compensate for this because this is gonna start at I think at 7. No, this starts at 8. So this is gonna be at 8 on Saturday. So they don't want to go head to head with this because they know the viewership will diminish if they do, because people are going to watch John Cena's final match. And once again, Tony Khan always makes sure to put over certain things that are important to wrestling, um, even though to his betterment it shouldn't, but he knows it'll be a detriment and people would not watch it if AEW came out and did their show compared to WWE. It's just how it is. People don't want to actually watch wrestling. They want to watch entertainment slop, and then they get mad when they see the entertainment slop, and it's not the entertainment slop that they really wanted. I was like, oh, you getting mad? How about you actually watch another wrestling promotion that's really doing it? Anyway, moving on. Speaking of entertainment slop, no offense, no offense to Jay Uso, but I'm not gonna lie, his storyline has been fucking basuda since he lost the title. Um, um, Jay Uso's current single run has come to an end, which is unfortunate because I feel like they have motherfuckers have done nothing with it since he has lost. So I'm gonna explain to you how his single run has started and how they fucked this up. So basically, they started his single run. They split him from his brother, which they botched that up at brother versus brother and the heel turn and all that stuff. That shit was dumb. So they split his brother up, um, and then he went out on his own, and he got on the show on his own by himself, and he was doing good. But the problem was they kept pushing him to the main event status so he can lose. So every world title match that he had before he won the world title, he was losing. And it was like, bro, why are y'all putting him in this space? Then he won the Intercontinental Championship, and then he didn't hold that for that long. He lost it to Braun Breaker. But I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, I was like, why are they putting this title on this dude? Why are they like putting him in these World Heavyweight Championship matches and he's losing to build up hype? He's steamrolling like a motherfucker, and his hype was just crazy. He'll come out to the crowd. He was hot. Hot as fish grease. WWE does this all the time. They kill the niggas. They kill somebody's hype demeanor so bad, and they don't never put nothing on him. I got another guy that they didn't really put no title on his hype demeanor, which was insane. But we'll get into that in a minute. But like they just kill him. They killed him. So then after they finally put the title on him, and he beats Gunther at WrestleMania, which was great. He had his great WrestleMania moment. It was early, but he had his WrestleMania moment, which was great. Won the world title. He didn't main event, but he did have a match and he had a WrestleMania moment, which was great. So he won the world title. He won it. But then his title reign was real short, and then he never really got back in that world title picture. And then lately they've been trying to turn him heel, and I'm like, well, why are they trying to turn him heel? He's still hot, fans still love him, and it's like, what is going on? So the writing hasn't done anything. So they paired him now. They paired him back up with his brother, and they're going to be in the tag team scene. Now this is where the storyline is for me. What I'm getting at, they're doing this, and then they're gonna make him turn heel against his brother, and they're gonna have this again, brother versus brother match, which didn't pan out in the first place. So it's like you're killing the man with all the buzz, and then you're gonna play the Uso, which is gonna be great as a tag team, and they're gonna have so many tremendous buzz in the tag team division, just for Jey Uso to turn his back on his own brother, and they're gonna have a brother versus brother feud again. That's where I feel like this is going, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't care. I really don't want to see it. I don't care for it. Him being in the tag team division, yes, that's good. That'll be great. It gives some life for that world tag team scene that is dead on fucking Monday Night Raw. I'm sorry, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, but that title scene is dead. Just like the title scene on SmackDown was is dead. It was absolutely amazing until the Wyatt Six won them tag team titles and they asserted themselves in the tag team division, and it has not been great since. They killed whatever that they had on that tag team division. They had the Motor City Machine Guns, they had Fraxium, they had DIY, they had the Street Profits, um, and then they had the two they had Humberto and Angel Garza. That was like five. And then he had Pretty Deadly. That was six. You had six people in that tag team rotation, and you could have fit them in. You inserted the Wyatt Six people, and they ruined the whole tag team division. The night that they came out and they assaulted all of those motherfuckers in the tag team division, that's when I knew the tag team division was done. It was over. They fucked that tag team division up. So from what I'm finna see here, they finna fuck up this whole situation of the Usos reuniting, and they're gonna fuck up that whole thing just to get a storyline that I don't even think people are gonna want to see, and people are gonna criticize it. I tell you, man, you gotta get them two Stooges up out of the seats, man. You gotta get the two Stooges out of the seats. Michael P.S. Hayes and Bruce Pritchard, man, they gotta go. They gotta go. And a lot of people are gonna blame Triple H. They're gonna blame Triple H for this, and it's like Triple H does a lot of marketing at this particular point now. He doesn't sit down and watch it. He's like Vince. He's like Vince McMahon at this point. He doesn't really sit there and craft stories no more. He lets all the other people craft, and he's like, okay, we go with that, we go with that, and he just oversees. He doesn't really sit there and craft the stories. When Vince was, because when Vince was trying to do all of this stuff back in like 2019, Vince was sitting there like the Thunderdome and all this other shit. Vince was doing this. He was doing this, and everybody, the say so went to Vince. I feel like Triple H at this point, he's worried about marketing it, because marketing the show, marketing and trying to get these deals and all that, because you don't see Nick Khan doing anything. You really don't. You don't see Nick Khan doing anything. So I feel like when you see Triple H is marketing this, he's marketing um all this stuff to like he's marketing, he does a lot of marketing to promote WWE and all these Vasset things and Netflix and all this stuff like that, to just like you know what I'm saying, to the stuff, to that demeanor. It's like he's marketing, so he's not really sitting there. He might show up on the show and the sets, and he might sit there, and but they do the board meeting. If you've seen the Unreal, they do a board meeting and they have all these ideas. So he's probably in control of like the big shows, like the important stuff, but all that small shit in the weekly television, the man don't do that. The man sits there and just be like, all right, well, what we got, sits there overseas, and then they come to him and they're like, okay, let's run with that, and then just like that. He doesn't control it because he's not hands on like he was in NXT. He's not controlling that shit. So that's what I see. Give me 1 second, because I'm seeing a lot of crazy shit going on here. What the fuck is this? I don't want to see if it's politics. What is this? starting the countdown. Road to the road to Royal Rumble. Oh, they're doing the Royal Rumble shit. Huh. Royal Rumble. Oh, so the reports for this one, I heard there was a little rumor reports for this. Royal Rumble is going to be 4 matches. So it's going to be a women's two main card matches, a women's match and a probably the men's match depending on what it is, and then there's going to be a women's Royal Rumble and a men's Royal Rumble. So that's going to be that. You won't. I don't want to say you won't see any guest spots. That's the thing. I'm not too for sure what you're gonna see. You're not gonna see any guest spots. You might see some returns coming at Royal Rumble in January. So you might see it. It's gonna be Saturday on December 31st. So that's the end of the end of the month of 2026. You're probably gonna see some returns as far as the women's. So there are a couple of wrestlers that are out. You're gonna see some returns, some call ups. So you might see that like Bianca Belair might return. Um, Call up might be Jordan Grace and what's her name? Blake Monroe. Basically Mariah May. Um, you might see that happening. And then the men's, you'll probably see some call ups and then just top stars and stuff like that. That's all you're probably gonna see. So the Royal Rumble this year is probably not gonna be as though it actually might be a little bit better without guest spots this year and legends. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. So we shall see. Um, as far as the main event match, I don't know what's gonna go on with that. Anyway, speaking of another person who has their career stifled in the last couple of years since being WWE, LA Knight is reportedly to expect to have a much better year in 2026. He will be positioned as the as one of the top baby faces, and the company's reported and the company is reportedly aware of the reaction and such, wanted to play the longer game with LA Knight. So basically what they're saying is the company is aware of his fandom, but they want to play a longer game and see if they're going to be interested in him in the long run. No, because you kill him and you killed his hype already. So you killed him and you killed his hype already. When he came in, he was hot, motherfucking hot, and he was hot like fish grease. Y'all put him in a shitty ass thing, which was he was supposed to be Maxine Dupree. He was like, "Fuck that, I'm not doing that." And Maxine Dupree turns into this girl that's working with Natalia right now. She's a women's intercontinental champion. Um, but that as we ain't gonna worry about that. But you try to put him in this space, he didn't want to do that. So he came out and he started to become this. He started to become, the big thing. Cutting good promos, getting in there. Like I feel like I felt like a feud with him and CM Punk would have been great. It would have been great. But every turn at the event, his feud with AJ Styles was great. But every turn at the event, they just kept killing his push, just killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it. And it's like fans lose interest. And you gotta understand, we live in an era where the attention span of fans are not like as vastly big as it is. Like they don't, attention spans is short. So it's like, yeah, you're killing the attention span. You're killing his hype. The same thing with Jay Uso. Y'all killed his hype, and then y'all put the title on him after he done lost like 3, 4, 5 world title matches already. Like it makes no sense. So it's like putting a title on him when he should have been had the title like 2, 3 years ago when he was hot as fish grease. Y'all put it on him when he's like cold. and stale and see if he can warm it up and get back to being hot as fish. No, that is very hard. Once you put somebody in fresh grease, it does not work same way. You can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. And that's what WWE is failing to do. They are trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice, and it's not going to do that. But we'll see in 2026. We'll see. We can see. I could be wrong, totally wrong, but I know I'm right. They're probably going to put him in the top star, have a top run, go against all these top tier wrestlers, probably go against Gunther or some shit like that, and basically they'll put the world title on him. And it's like, okay, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna put him against probably Braun Breaker, and then he's gonna take the title. They're gonna, because Braun Breaker's probably, there's reports that Braun Breaker and CM Punk is gonna main event WrestleMania, so they're gonna position him that. But I'm like, where does Brock Lesnar, And then that report also comes in and that Brock Lesnar is last year's next year, along with AJ Styles. So it's like, okay. So they probably gonna put the title on him after WrestleMania, and they're gonna position him as the big time, or they might put him in a triple threat main event. It either or. All I can say is WWE loves to try to catch lightning in a bottle twice, and it never works after the second time. That first time, they just be like, they let it and they don't capture it, and then the second time it's like, oh, let's try it again, and then the bottle explodes. It doesn't fucking you can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. It's very hard. I mean, some people have tried, but it's like it takes a very long time. I don't know. We shall see. But like, if you look at Monday Night Raw, the man just got put through a fucking car. Like he got tsunami through a car on Monday Night Raw. So it's like, then this mystery thing. This mystery man is about to be the most inducing thing that's gonna fucking kill me in the next couple of weeks. So the mystery man that they showed up at Survivor Series, attacked CM Punk. So the rumor was the first mystery man was Austin Theory. Monday Night Raw comes on last week and they didn't pay that off. So we was like, what the fuck? Now this Monday Night Raw, it was a different person that showed up. And they're saying that it's Montez Ford. The reports are going around, there's rumors going around that Montez Ford was in the mask this time that attacked LA Knight and Rey Mysterio. So I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, here's my theoretical situation. Now there's another rumor that's going out there, another speculation rumor, that they could reveal the masked person as Ricky Saints and he could be a part of the fold. And then that's making it real upsetting that they probably may not put in Austin Theory or Montez Ford. I don't know. We don't know. Here's my theory on it. My take. I think they're going to continue to do this over and over for the next couple of months, which is going to make it very stale and make it very annoying. And they're going to use it in certain spots in order to keep the thing going until eventually Seth Rollins is medically cleared to come back, and he pretty much does this, and then they're like, this was the plan all along type shit. So I feel like that's where that was going. But if they don't do nothing with it by the end of the Royal Rumble, then my vision and my thought on what it's going to be, it's going to be probably Seth Rollins behind that mask. If they don't pull the plug on Ricky Saints Theory or reveal the Montez Ford coming in the fold or in the Austin Theory coming into the fold, they might do the what's the name? And they might do the what's the name, which is going to be like which is going to be annoying. It's going to be annoying. That's gonna be annoying, and then that's like at that point it's like you waited so long for that man to come the fuck back from a shoulder injury, really? People gonna lose interest. People's gonna lose interest. I'm sorry. you starting to see it all over social media. Like motherfuckers is annoyed about this whole thing because they didn't pay it off after Survivor Series. So they're continuously roll the trend and they keep rolling it. It's gonna go bad if they don't pay it off in the next month or two. At least after Royal Rumble. If they don't pay it off after Royal Rumble, it's really gonna just be like nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. And then like in WWE's mind, people still care. And we're gonna pay it off then. And then they pay it off and it's Seth Rollins and it's like we stopped caring about this like months ago. So like that's how that payoff is gonna look. So yeah, that's how that payoff is gonna look. It's gonna look like that. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping they pay it off soon between the theory of the Ricky Saints theory or just bringing in either Montez Ford or Austin Theory into the fold and keeping Braun Breaker as the top forge of the whatever. But I have a fear. My ultimate theory is they're gonna drag this out for a couple of more motherfucking weeks and months, and they gonna pay it off with that Seth Rollins bullshit, and I'm gonna be like, mm, and that's it. All right, gaming news, and then we're gonna get into some funny news, and then after that, I am going to we're gonna play some Battlefield because I'm getting hungry. All right, so Game Awards is this Thursday. There is a vote going on right now currently for the Player Voice Award. It started out with 30 games, and you can vote up to 10. Ghost of Yote was in there. A couple of other games is going in there. So this is the top five that's going to be in there, and then the winner will be announced at the Game Awards. So between the top five here, the winner announced is going to be at the Game Awards. Um, the Game Awards is going to be December 11th. It's going to be on Twitch, YouTube, and I think they said it's going to be on Prime Video. I'm not too sure on that, but it's going to be on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not going to watch it, and I'm not going to be live streaming it. I'm going to watch it, and we'll go over it on Friday. But it's so many. There's too many people streaming it, and I want to get all the bits. I'm telling you, I'm still a content consumer instead of a content creator. So I'm finna go consume some content and some bullshit and some funny jokes. And if you are there in those people's chats that I'm watching, amazing. Cause I'm gonna be in TBH's stream. I'm gonna be in uh uh 3MG or X Chase Money stream, or I'm gonna be in Maximilian stream. I'm gonna be in one of those three. So I'm not gonna watch it on my own because I'm not gonna watch the shit like that because I don't care about the award show like that. I just care about the game trailer announcements. But I'm gonna be in one of those three streams and I'm gonna be watching the show and I'm gonna be catching all the bits and the slanders or whatever they're gonna be thinking about. So it's gonna be funny. But this is the Player Voice Awards and the final five games are Clay Obscure Expedition 33, Dispatch, Genshin Impact, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Wuthering Waves. I don't know what the fuck that is. But I voted for Dispatch because Dispatch was one of my game of the year. So my game of the year, not the game of the year for the video game, my game of the years were Ghost of Yote, um, Dispatch, games that I love. Those are my two games of the year because I really enjoyed both of those games. I played Expedition 33. I'm not gonna say that game. I'm just the love that the hype and the love and all that stuff that it's getting right now currently. That's cool, but for me, I'm not a turn-based fan. I didn't really like the turn-based aspect of the game. I see the I don't want to say I didn't like the turn-based aspect of the game because the turn-based aspect of the game in that game is totally different than any other turn-based game that is that's been done. And I feel like what they just did, everybody's going to start adopting into their turn-based games. Let me be clear. I don't like turn-based games in general. I don't like strategy games, none of that. The only reason why I played this game, I played Expedition 33, is because life got in the way and I had a lot of time on my hands, so I was like, I might as well just go ahead and do, might as well play it since I got time on my hands. So I actually played it, beat it. It's a good game. Is it my game of the year? No. Ghost Yote is my game of the year. Dispatch is my game of the year. Those are my two games of the year. Expedition 33 is not my game of the year. It's a good game. It's a decent game, but it's not my game of the year. I'm sorry. And anybody who sits there and wants to argue with the fact of why this game is not game of the year and whatever, I don't fucking care because I'm not gonna fucking argue with idiots on the internet about this. So fuck you and whoever's gonna sit there and try to argue with me, argue with yourself and argue with your fucking mom. That's not my motherfucking game of the year, okay? I'm not going to shit on it, but the one thing I hate when people are saying that Ghost of Yote is good, but I don't want to hear that either. That was getting on my nerves too, because there's a lot of niggas was doing that shit. And they were like, just say it was a good game, bro, and just say Clair Obscure is my game of the year. And that's all I want people to say. I'm tired of hearing. I was getting aggravated with that. Ghost of Yote was good, but and I was like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Did you enjoy the game? Did you like it? Cool. If Expedition 33 is your game of the year, awesome. That's cool. And I'm not hating on anybody who has that as game of the year. But don't tear down Ghost Yote or any other game that is absolutely good and great and ain't absolutely terrible to make Expedition 33 look better than what it is. Don't do that. Just say Expedition is my game of the year. Ghost Yote was a good game, but it's not my game of the year. And that's all I want people to say when they put their game of the year on the list. But when they start picking apart of Ghost Yote, saying it was this game was just it was just a revenge story, they spin the blog or whatever, yada yada yada. Assassin's Creed, they were more similar. And I think that's probably what it because it was like similar. That's the thing. But I hate when you tear it down in that factor. Like you, it's like if you tear it down, nigga, then don't play it. If you didn't enjoy it, why did you play it? That's my motherfucking question. Why did you fucking play it? If you didn't enjoy it, why the fuck did you play it? So that's the thing that I was kind of like getting irritated when I kept hearing it from people. I'm not gonna say names, but I kept hearing that discourse around, and people were saying Claire Obscura was like this, that, and the third. Goshiote was just this, and it was kind of disappointing because Goshiote is not getting nominated for Game of the Year because it was a good game, but I think the reason why it's not getting nominated for Game of the Year, not because of the game is similar to Ghost of Tsushima or whatever, or the game could have done more. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because Assassin's Creed came out and Ghost of Yote came out later on, and they both have a similar story, and their protagonist is mainly female, and it takes place in Japan. So I think that's the reason why that game did they have a similar story. Assassin's Creed just had a lot of bugs in it, and it was decent, but it had a lot of bugs in it. Um, and Ghost of Yote was actually pretty good. It was good. The audio was good. The cutscene was good. All of the stuff was it was just amazing. Like that game was amazing. And it's like the story on it was more it wasn't a revenge story, but it was more like she came to the point of forgiveness. um she has something more than to live for other than herself, because she wasn't like the beginning of the story she was going to kill the Yote 6 and just die, and that was her story, and that's what she was going through. But when she reunited with her brother, and her brother had such and such, like that's that shit, like when she find the realization of that she has something more to fight for, that's when she was like she was fighting for. So at the end of the game, when you play it at the end of the game, she says it. She has more to fight for, and revenge wasn't on her mind no more. So, but like I said, the game was good. It was pretty good. I just don't like when people tear down like they play two good games and they got to tear down one for the game that they actually just say like no, just say Ghost Yote was good, but Expedition 33 is my game of the year. That's why I say Expedition 33 is not my game of the year, and anybody who sit there and gonna argue how it's not your game of the year and whatnot and yada yada yada. I'm never gonna tell you why it's not my game of the year. It's not my game of the year. You're gonna live with the fact that it's not my game of the year. And you're gonna deal with it. So that's what it is. Anyway, but yeah, the dispatch is done, but Expedition 33 is gonna. I think they're not gonna do a clear sweep. They're gonna win a lot of awards. I'll say that now. Expedition 33 is gonna win a lot of awards, but it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna get tiring, and they're gonna switch it up. And I think the game of the year, that's gonna be funny because they're gonna win a lot of awards beyond that. But the game of the year awards, they're gonna change it up. They're gonna change it up because they always do it. They always do it. Like when you seen an award show win a bunch of awards and then win game of the year? Come on. As like at this point, it's like at this point, like what is the drama and the controversy? So it's like I feel like Expedition 33 is not gonna win the game of the year. That's my prediction because they're gonna win so many awards throughout the night that winning game of the year, it's like it doesn't. It's like you're gonna get people to say, "Called it." Like we called it. It was a sweep. But if they don't win game of the year and something else wins game of the year, then we be like, "Wait a minute, why does this win game of the year?" And yada yada. So I feel like discourse is going to be created, chaos is going to be created at the Game of the Awards, but we'll see on Thursday. But I have a highly suspicion that game of the year, I don't think Expedition is going to win game of the year. I think they'll give it to something else so they can create discourse because creates discourse and chaos and the community and get Twitter talking and all that shit because negativity sells at this point. And you're gonna get people to comment. It's gonna be funny too. It's gonna be real funny. It's gonna be real funny. So, um, in other news, we are saying goodbye to a legend and a fucking franchise that's about to fucking die. So Harada has announced his departure from Bandai Namco, having worked on the Tekken series for 30 years. So so what it says in this so in regarding Harada, he has no longer lead numerous projects who has led numerous projects including Tekken series will be leaving Bandai Namco this coming as Tekken series finishes up their 30-year anniversary. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so fans. Let's close this. Then he says, "Oh, he had a whole long speech." Okay, so basically, um, yeah, he's retiring. He's walking away from this franchise. We'll see how long that lasts. Um, we'll see how long that lasts, but he's walking away from it. If he stays permanently away from Tekken, um, the future of Tekken is very interesting. It's a lot of concerns and a lot of and a little. I want to say it's like 60, maybe 70% concern over and 30% interest, intriguing and interest of what can happen for the Tekken series moving forward. 70% is concerned because we got to figure out what the fuck is going to happen. So yeah, so his departure is going to happen uh January 31st and between January. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I played Tekken since Tekken 2. I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 2. I played every Tekken game. Tekken 2, well, every mainline Tekken game. Let me clarify that. Not those Tekken 5 re dark resolutions and all. I didn't play that. But I played every mainline Tekken game, like Tekken 2, except for one. I played 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Tag, and Tag 2. I played every Tekken game. Every mainline Tekken game. So uh yeah, man, this is sad, man. It's sad because we don't know what's gonna happen. Cause I don't know, man. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to the Tekken series. But let's hope that Tekken is gonna continue on and we can get Tekken 9 and Tekken 10 at the end of this departure. Not Tekken 10, but Tekken 9 at least, and then a Tekken Tag 3 before the game, before the years, before the franchise is actually closed. But if the franchise is closed, then like what's gonna happen with the franchise? What they're gonna do with the franchise? Um, I don't know. Are they gonna reboot it? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. But I feel like more likely, man, it's just we got a lot of concerns going on right now. It's a lot of concerns. Like his departure means a huge someone has to step up, and who's gonna step up to fill those shoes and as far as that and collaborations and whatnot. So I don't know who's the next in line, but all I can say is it's a lot of concerns for the Tekken series moving forward, man. I really have these concerns in the situation where I really have these concerns in the situation where it's like, man, Tekken series just I don't know. I don't want to say it's fucked because I don't want to say that, but it's a lot of concerns going on. It's a lot of concernment with this announcement happening uh, yesterday. There's a lot of announcements, a lot of concern. Um, Also, I want to talk about something before we get into the last two topics, and then something I'm excited for. So there's been a little thing that happened over the weekend, which was the Streamer Awards. Um, I watched it through somebody else watching it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch the whole entire thing. I just watched like half of it. But from what I saw from that Streamer Award thing, um, it makes me not care about that shit, and it makes me not want to even go if I'm a good streamer. I don't care about that award show. I'm sorry, I just don't care about that award show. And the shit that I saw makes me really not care about what that award show. I give zero fucks about that award show. I'm not gonna spread. I'm gonna do my concerns moving forward and the entirety of what streaming is looking like. That's number one. Shout out to Kai Cenat, giving on his speech about mental health. That was a big thing. Shout out to all the winners who won the awards, and shout out to Speed for winning Content Creator of the Year. Shout out to them. I'm not a big Speed fan. Reason why I'm not a big Speed fan because it's a lot of content stuff that I saw from Speed that I just like. I'm not gonna watch that dude. He has grown around. He has changed. But he's still young. So maybe between whatever he's doing now and going into his 30s and going into his and whatnot. But I feel bad for him because I don't feel like he can come out of that that shit. I don't think he can come out of that. It's very hard for him to come out of that. It's gonna be very hard for him to come out of that. So I don't know how that's gonna look as opposed to yeah, I don't know how that's gonna look, but it's gonna be very hard for him to come out of that whole situation of that, that just whatever he does, it's gonna be very hard for coming out of him. Kai Cenat sounded like he was like burnt the fuck out when he was giving that mental health thing on stage. He sounded like he was burnt out. So, and that's what happens. It's like when you do stuff for so long, it's like you do all these amazing things, you kind of like get burnt down, and you gotta, take some time away and revigorate, your stuff. So, hey, look, listen, he's in two worlds right now. He's on the side of where um or like hip hop entertainment mentions him, and then he's still in the streamer world. I'm not saying he should pivot to any one of those. I feel like the people from the hip hop entertainment world need to start reaching out to him and helping him. Right now, what we see is like Kevin Hart, and I feel like Kevin Hart should be, Kevin Hart is a big inspiration for him. Drewski, yeah, I don't know about that nigga, but I feel I feel like need some people to reach out and you know cultivating him and help him. I see people reach out. I see some people reach out to him and stuff like that. Um, as far as um Streamer Awards, saw some tasteless jokes, um, some outlandish shenanigan stupidity, and just some unnecessary outbursts and out moments that just wasn't even supposed to be there. Like everybody's dragging this one girl for getting on the stage and saying that DDD should have won, and some other black content creator should have won an award, and they was dragging her. Like, it was a pretty little thing too, dragging her all over social media. Certain people are dragging her. Other people are like, wasn't necessary for her. Like basically, she did like a Kanye moment, but without interrupting the award. And then they kicked her out of the award show and all this other stuff. And I was just like, okay. But it was just like from that, and then I saw it's just stupid shit that I saw, just shenanigans, like the streamer, like literally that's what I'm gonna call it, the streamer shenanigan awards. That's really what the fuck that it was over this past weekend. For good and bad, it got the attention that it got. It got the attention. It got the attention, but for good or bad. But it was just like the shenanigans was just, yeah, it was just not warranted. And I felt like they could have just kept that shit to itself and try to keep it professional as possible. But um I'm not making videos. The one thing I have a problem with, the thing I have a problem, there's two things I have a problem with. The the one thing I'm gonna have a problem with, and it's the things. So like I watch content creators that watch other content creators make videos and talking about certain people about the content. Like say for instance, if I talk about so and so, like let's use the example for PewDiePie, so and so. There will be content creators that would make videos on PewDiePie's demise, reputation, or Dr. Disrespect. We use that as a better example. There would be videos of people making videos on Dr. Disrespect's demise and all this stuff. I don't care to watch those videos. And I'm tired of people that does that, because what do you have to offer other than making that content? Like it was a content creator that I watched, and he would make videos talking about certain people in the content space and trying to, try to put a educational light and add nuance to conversations. But it's like at the end of the day, you are a detriment because you're creating those same kind of content and spreading, like, it sounds like you're doing negativity. Even though you're giving your 2 cents, you're not doing nothing helpful. You're doing more damage than you're trying to bring nuance and conversations to that whole situation. And there's so many content creators like that does that on other people, that that are a detriment to themselves as content creators. But when you got other content creators that's making videos on the people that doing detrimental things to themselves and showcasing it in the content space and IRL streaming, or IRL and period in general, it's like you're not doing any better. You're not making this situation better. Putting out the awareness of that does not really do anything. It's at this point like you're just coming off of that shit than anything. So I just like, I don't fuck with that shit. Like, guys, I'm not rocking with that shit, and I don't like. I'll watch it through another streamer, like one of my favorite streamers that watches it, but I'm not finna fucking go look at that my damn self because I don't care. Like it's funny, to talk about it. Like when you talking with your homies and they watch you and your homies watch the same thing. It's like, look at this dumbass nigga. You see this nigga? You see what he do? Like yada yada yada. Like like I do that, but I'm not finna like get on here and make a whole video about, hey guys, so we're gonna talk about such and such, and the we got here and we got this situation, and this guy doesn't listen, and he does this and this, and this is crazy, right? So it's like, this guy, there's got to be some people out there to help him and tell him, like, I'm not finna make content on that, bro. It's that, and that's why I feel like content creators in that lane does that, and I need them content creators that does that. I need to see what else you do besides that. And when I see that you can't do nothing else, then it's like, when this ends, what are you going to do after that? When it ends, what are you going to do? Nothing. Like, you really are not going to be able to do anything after that. So it's like that. That's what I say is like, find your pivot now before you end up doing things. Like, what I talk about is I try to spread light and concern over the stuff that I actually enjoy. But other than that, bro, I'm not. Like I said, the Stream Awards, I saw a lot of bullshit, and I don't care. I'm not finna go in detail, and I'm not finna look at no goddamn videos about this shit. I saw a lot of bullshit just watching somebody else stream who watched the entire thing, and I was like, nah, I'm not talking about it. And then I saw people covering it after this shit. I'm like, no, I'm not finna do that. Fuck that, because that's just, you're adding nothing to that conversation, but just adding drama and take. So it's like basically what I called it, the streaming shenanigan awards. That's really what it was, and that's what it is. It's like TwitchCon, like the shit that happened at TwitchCon. There was a lot of shit that was going on in TwitchCon, like a lot of shenanigans that was going on in TwitchCon, and I was like, I'm not covering it. I had a video for Tim, because Tim the Time Man actually said this, and he was talking. He was actually not said this, but he actually had his thoughts on the TwitchCon thing. He didn't go, and he was getting old. He's like my age at this point, um, in his 30s, and he was just what he heard just makes him not want to ever want to go. I was like, shit, what I heard made me not want to go. Period. And I never been to the damn TwitchCon. I'm not going. And I don't care to go. And then I don't care to talk about or cover this shit either. So the same sentiment comes to that streamer wars, and like, I don't care about it. The reason why I cover gaming is because we're gonna talk about trailers. I'm not really gonna cover the discourse on Friday. I'm just gonna cover who won the awards and whatnot, and I'm just gonna call out the shit that's gonna happen. Like, I already know if Expedition 33 wins a lot of awards, um, if Expedition 33 wins a lot of awards, then if they don't win game of the year and they give it to somebody else, now whoever wins game of the year, I don't know, but if they give it to somebody else winning game of the year, it's going to create discourse, and it's going to create controversy and chaos on social, all over social media. But the reason why Expedition 33 doesn't win game of the year is because they won a shit ton of awards. Or vice versa could happen, and a bunch of awards doesn't go to Expedition 33 and they get game of the year. Because Expedition 33 got the most nominations. They're in a lot of categories this year. So people are saying it's gonna be a clear sweep. Why the fuck is Montez Forrest fucking, what is going on here? All right, what is this? Oh, this is funny. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. This is funny. This is funny. Anyway, but yeah, that's my take on it. Also, I want to get on this IRL thing. So, from what I've been seeing in the past couple of years, I want there needs to be another platform that can do what Twitch started out doing when it was like just gaming and games, and YouTube when YouTube had just games and stuff. I know the involvement of live streaming has become a thing, and it has been evolving over the years, especially since 2020, and everybody started doing content creation. I know live streaming has been evolving, um but the detriment to it has been starting to become a problem. um and I'm not gonna lie to you, the shit that I done seen on this platform Twitch, and then I don't even look what the fuck, I don't even look at what the fuck goes on Kick. I really don't. But those two are pretty much in the same fucking boat right now. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're like in the same boat. like the shit that I see on it, like IRL and IRL streamers, um, watching people sleep on stream, um, the hot tub thing that happened during Twitch's inception when hot tub thing was that before the nudity and all that shit was getting cast around. I bro, the platform of streaming used to be gaming. Now the people like the shit that I do right now, what I'm doing right now, live right now. We're getting laughed at by IRL streamers that go out and they take their fucking phone or they have a cameraman and they go around streaming, live streaming everywhere they go. And I don't want to say there's no good IRL streams. I don't want to say that, but I will say majority of it ain't good from what I've been hearing and what I seen myself. Majority of that shit ain't good. It ain't that good, bro. It ain't that good. And it's just like, and I don't want to blame certain things that happen, but I'm gonna use one as an example. Remember when the streaming university came in? I said this. I didn't say it on here, but I'm saying it now. Like when that thing happened and Kaisenet put on that streaming university, there was some good, but there were also some bad that came from this shit. Right? The good the good that came from it was bringing more content creators and giving more light to content creators that didn't have an opportunity or didn't have the opportunity that came in or anything like that. But the bad was bringing people over from other places that didn't know nothing about streaming, that don't do anything, and saw another way of getting a new bag. Now you got these people that do IRL streams. Like um they go from place to place, door to door, and all that shit. It's at a bad point. It's gonna get to a point where um places like just restaurants or other places just gonna not allow people in there with their phones. And they're gonna be like, "Yo, no, you can't come in. You can't eat." And it's gonna feel like, and our already IRL streamers is they love like the negativity around it is just insane. So it's like just let me use this as a fucking example. Let's say an IRL streamer, and you know he's like rowdy or whatever, yada yada yada. You watch the content, he's rowdy. He's like, yeah, blah, is ready to turn up on something. So let's just say he try to go to a restaurant or a hotel or this or whatever. He goes to this, event or area, and they tell him that he cannot come in here with his crew filming and all that other shit, right? Then he starts making a whole fucking scene in that situation, live in front of the security guards and all this other extra shit. He makes a whole scene for a live stream. And then this constantly happens everywhere he goes or everywhere she goes or whatever. And that's the point what I'm saying is like the IRL streaming is getting to a point where companies are not going to want you to be streaming in the events or places that they're at because you're going to cause havoc for certain things that people don't want. Now there are good things that I have seen on this from IRL, like celebrities, basketball players doing it. Like it's great to see a perspective of what it looks like during All Star Weekend. I remember there was like two NBA WNBA players. They were streaming their All Star Weekend event. I know Jalen Brown, he does streams, so he was doing stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what his All Star Weekend thing is. But yeah, he streams. But in reality, bro, is it's bad, man. That I don't see. I see different. And like I said, I'm not blaming Kais in that, but I'm just saying it's he gave an outlet for certain things that should have never happened from and certain content creators that are now doing IRL streams and whatnot, and it's insane. And then it's like people who does IRL streams that they don't do no gaming, they don't do this, they don't do that, they don't play no type of video games. They get on here and basically what they do is just what they do is they sit here and they attack streamers that been on here doing the thing that I do. Sit here, game, and they slander us and call us names. And I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? Like y'all acting weird. Like cut that shit out. So like the IRL streaming for me, like the IRL streaming shit, like it's not good. Cause like privacy is not a thing. Privacy is not a thing. Now there is good content that comes out of the IRL streams. Some of it, vlogging was a thing before IRL streams. Vlogging was a thing, and I actually like vlogging a lot more better because you can just record, and then you can put that shit up later. But I feel like there's gonna be some bad coming from this IRL stream. It's gonna happen. That bubble is gonna burst in a bad way, and it's gonna be like, oh man, that is not gonna look good. But yeah, that's my take on the situation of how streaming looks and the landscape of what streaming is. This is why I've been taking a break because I'm looking back and seeing the landscape of what it looks like and how it's where it's going, as opposed to me just doing me and not worried about what the perception is. But you can like never grow from it or get lost in the shuffle if you don't pay attention to where the market is. But also you got to create yourself a lane and stay in the lane. So for me right now, I'm working on creating my own lane and trying to stay in it and maintain it and be consistent with it. That's all I'm trying to do at this point. Now I got some funny stuff. I got some other things, and then I got some exciting things that I'm excited for, and then we're gonna get into this battlefield. So I got a couple more things to go. So let's get back into it. Um, so they, so I'm like, this thing has been popping up. There's a lot. So they're saying, so this is funny. So they're saying on last night's Raw, this was Montez Ford, and he tweeted out, guys, this is like 6 hours ago. But there's so this is the resemblance. So this is what was um at this was at Survivor Series. This is this is supposed to be Austin Theory, and then this is supposed to be Montez Ford. That's what I'm saying. So in the event of what I'm trying to tell you, they might going to continue to add more people into this shit until Seth Rollins comes back and make his return, and then I'm like, yep, they're gonna do that, and that's what's gonna end up happening. Anyway, I got some funny news. So this was funny. Shout out to Jason NY Hill. Thank you for the follow, brother. Um, I got some funny news. So UFC, Dana White said he's the one who got Stream East shut down and shut down. So it's a legal website called Stream East that allows you to look at like any live event pay per views or anything like that, right? And I was sitting there and I'm like, huh? And then it was like it's like, does he? So there was like a clip of it saying, does he know? So let me see. He doesn't know. So I was like, okay, Stream East. I was like, oh. So I typed in Stream East like a couple. I typed it in yesterday, and I saw. I was like, ooh, this is a nice site over here. So it's a site, and I was like, do they do WWE stuff? Do they do AEW stuff? It's a nice site where you can like really, and I think it's a lot more better. So I'm gonna try this out and see how it looks for other stuff. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, man. That nigga ain't do nothing when it comes to shutting nothing down. Cause that thing is still going. So I tweeted out me watching Red Zone on Stream East right now. I was like, yo. So yeah, apparently what he claims is he got this website shut down. I was like, yeah, you did. Yeah, but you don't let people think what they gonna think. And yeah, I thought that was funny because I don't think he knows that that thing is still up right now, allegedly. uh, Marvel's television. So Marvel. Oh yeah. So I guess there's reports of promotion. I think is that show out? Is that Wonder Man show out? I wonder. Let me see. I have Disney on here, right? Do I have Disney? Let me see. I have Disney. If I don't have Disney on here, I'll look at it on my phone. Do I have Disney on here, or is it gonna make me open up? It is gonna make me do it. All right, cool. Oh, let's. Cause I got it on my goddamn phone. Oh, or do I? No. All right. Let's turn on this television. So, what I just did, I had to double check to see if this fucking show was coming out. The Wonder Man show. This show don't come out until January 27th of next month, basically. Um, so whoever is reporting this, whatever the source is saying, the second time when Marvel original series is not getting promoted in public or social media, the first was Ironheart. So they're saying that Marvel Television is not promoting Wonder Man at all. I was like, that's funny. Why would they promote something? It's December and the show doesn't come out until September. I mean, until the end of fucking January. So it doesn't make sense. So whatever reports that they're putting in, I would take this with a grain of salt. We don't know if they are going to promote it or not. Whatever this is not a credible source. I just thought that I had to look at it. So I was sitting there. I had to look at this shit, and I was sitting there and I was saying to myself, I was like, wait a minute. when does the show come out? And the show don't come out until fucking like January 27th. Mark it on your calendar. Wonder Man will be coming out on Disney Plus. It's going to be a series. Now, the promotion for that show hasn't, like, from what I've seen from the trailer, makes me not want to watch the show. Because I don't know who the fuck the character is. Wonder Man itself, I don't know what that character is. So, and them trailers did not do that shit no justice. So I'm sitting here, I was just like, no, I'm good. But they didn't do a lot of promotion for that Ironheart series, so this could happen. But like I said, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know, and it's December. Normally promotions for a show that's going to be coming out at the end of the month will fucking happen around the month that is coming out, not before a month. To draw up some hype, and so if you don't see any trailers for this show happening in January, at least the second week of January, then you can say that Marvel is not promoting Wonder Man at all. But I don't think that's going to be the case. We'll see what happens, because I think Marvel is trying to put more emphasis on putting on their television shows and their series and all that stuff. So I think they're putting more emphasis on what they're trying to do. So like I said, whatever source that they got this from or whatever they're saying, I wouldn't take it as part. And as you can see, idiots are just sitting on here and finna just think of whatever the fuck they finna think of. And it's like I said, creating that discourse negativity is unwarranted source. But anyway, moving on to some exciting shit. Yes. I am so excited for this album. Friday, probably Saturday, we'll sit here and we're gonna listen to 2 albums Saturday. Big Crit drop his album, and we're gonna do this album. So the track list has been leaked, and it looks fire. Oh, I'm so excited for this album. If anybody is a huge Nas fan, you're gonna love it. If you have listened to Nas since the inception of, since, like, if you're a newer fan and you have listened to Nas and like his KD3 series and the Magic series, oh, this is gonna go great. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna get some dope beats. You're gonna get some scratches. It's going to sound good. I'm just hoping that this track list, some of these tracks are not like skits and they're just all songs. And I'm like, oh. And if it is, oh, bless my heart. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Mm. This shit looks like some fire waiting to motherfucking happen, boy. So this is the track list. This the album cover for the album. This looks amazing. And the projects that came out with DJ Premier right now is the Rocky Marciano project and that Ransom project. Now the Ransom project was a little short, but it was still good. That was a good fucking project. And the Rocky Marciano project, it was short, but it was a good project. And if you are a Prime fan, the stuff that DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9" did, this shit about to go. This shit is about to go. I cannot wait for this shit. This is gonna be fucking fire. Absolute fire. Can't wait. This comes out on the 12th, which is it's a Friday. We'll be listening to it on a Saturday. So I'll do it'll probably be like a Twitch stream or something. Yeah, it'll probably be a Twitch stream. Just a Twitch stream, Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, just a Twitch stream. It'll probably be a Twitch stream on Saturday. Oh no. No. It won't be a Twitch stream. Because around this time, AEW is gonna be coming on. I'll tell you what, I'll review it. We'll review it, and then I'll play it off. And I can let y'all hear it. So I'll do a review. We'll do a nice dope ass review, and I'll put it up later. But other than that, can't wait for it, man. I just can't wait. It's going to go great. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Let me. Huh. So who's online right now? Oh, everybody's. Oh, there's a lot of people playing. Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna close this out, and we're going to do. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Battlefield update is done, so we're gonna look at what we're gonna do on the Battlefield front. I'm probably gonna play maybe like an hour or two of this, and then I'm gonna get off of this live stream pretty soon. So let me go get my juice ready and make me some probably eat me a banana or some help. Help, maybe. Let's see. Let's, let's close this. Actually, you know what? I need that up. I need that. I just thought about it. I need that. Let's see what we got. I need that. You know what? I'm gonna let y'all listen to some music real quick while I go do something in the kitchen. So let me do. So I want to do. I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah. I was gonna do it through the other one. Fashion. It was easy enough, Captain. Lean back, soldier. Back, don't you? You want this to relax, don't you? It's the feedback. Feedback. Lean back, so for a clean back. You know, it's the nice sound. You know, always the street rap. The operation is bringing the streets back. Two, three, four, star, balls and bullet balls and shooting stars. Star. Oh, shit. Amazing style. Flavor grace. Ooh, let's get ready to launch this battlefield. Get this going. All right. Get ready for this new battlefield size, baby. Yeah, let's start. Right, new update. Let's go. I'm sorry, the lag. That'd be alright. Oh, wait, hold on. Frame rate is on, huh? What we got? Rigo, winner, match. See new stuff. Let's see. Uh, lag is happening. All right. I don't know why this was happening because the ship was still working yesterday. So all of that. I don't know. No. Um. Let's see. Um. All right. Let's try this again. Maybe because it had to be like optimized and all this other extra shit. Oh, let's try this one more time. Try this one more time. It was running. It was working yesterday, and I could work. I could do Battlefield 2042. If this shit don't work, I'm saying right now. I was like, well, the stream might just be ending, and come back with some GTA 6 tomorrow. And I said I could go do what I was going to do earlier, do the Breakfast Club, get the fuck on. I'm not talking about following people. I'm not talking about. Yeah. All right. Like well, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a short stream. This is a short stream. Yep, this is a short stream. Super short stream. That's that Steam machine, man. I thought I was gonna get some gameplay for you guys, but I guess I ain't gonna be able to do that. I was gonna pivot to Tekken, but I ain't finna do that shit. And I've been streaming for like a couple more hours, and it's like 3 o'clock already. So I got other shit that I want to get done out of the way. So, and it's funny. The shit was working yesterday. I didn't have a camera on. I was getting 60 FPS. I got literally turn this off and restart my whole PC. So I gotta restart it just so it can work. So I was getting. Oh, you know what? That might be a thing too. So I might have to do that as well. Do my update for my graphics card. Might do that too. That's probably a thing too. Cause I'm pretty sure there's an update for this thing. Anyway, uh, so yeah, I guess it's time to get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, I think I think it's time to get the fuck up out of here. It's that time to get the fuck up out of here. All right. Well, I will try to take some of this content and cut it. I'm probably just gonna cut the end of this shit. Cut it like right before we started. So ain't really no point. Yeah, let me stop recording. Yeah, it don't work. So anyway, I am up out of here. Leave y'all with this West Side Gun joint called Mandela. We will be back. You know, I still got other games I can play. I got 2K, I got GTA. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll play some GTA. That ain't gonna fuck up anything. Um, we'll be back tomorrow for the GTA stream because new content coming out for GTA. I'm getting the fuck up out of here, man. I'm going to play some Battlefield, but as far as streaming it, that's probably not gonna happen right now. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.